धर्मार्थ सुख साधनम् आयुर्वेदोपदेशेषु विधेः परमादरः आयुर्कामयमानेन धर्मार्थ सुख साधनम् आयुर्वेदोपदेशेषु विधेः परमादरः.
Dear viewers, Ayurveda, the knowledge of life and longevity, is perhaps the oldest existing body of knowledge on the healing process. It is not merely a medical system, it is a way of life. This knowledge system deals with not only the problems of the body and mind, but also that of the human spirit and consciousness. In these days of changing paradigms, when Western science is looking to Eastern logic and spirituality to find solutions to physical, mental, spiritual and social problems, it is important for us to rediscover this holistic thought process in the interest of humanity at large. It is our humble attempt through this series to bring Ayurveda and its allied knowledge systems into your homes and hearts. We hope we have your blessings in this purposeful journey of ours. Many so-called successful people among us often complain they have no time to pay attention to the maintenance of their own health on a day-to-day basis. When even animals and birds around us have enough time to fly, run, play with their young ones, eat the foods that exactly suit their systems, rest at proper times during the day, return to nesting places at sundown, and sleep peacefully at night, we human beings must ask ourselves what is so special about us and our time that we are so proud of.
People sometimes ask here questions, or they are always telling us that you see the modern life, or somebody comes here and says in West we have this and in India you are. It is nothing like this. From the modern ancient times, in Ramayana there was stress, because there was a tremendous stress that Dasharath, when he could not manage, that he was having an attack, because one side he wanted to do something and he could not do it because Kaikeyi was from the other side. Or in Mahabharata there was a stress, and direct verses are there that there is a description, Vepatusya sharire me roma harshasya jayate gandivam sanusate hastat tvakchaiva paridayate. Arjun was stressed.
Now this modern day stress is what Charak says in the Rasayanstan. These rishis, when they had to spread Ayurveda, they had to stay with people, common people, lay people. And because of that, they were exposed. And there was no enough time for penance and all, whatever the rituals they were doing to stay the way they were. So with mingling of general people, they were exposed to other kinds, and this is the stress about which there is a clear mention. He gives you a set of 7-8 combinations. As a result of that, he is giving you a list of 7-8 type syndromes, as we call them now. So stress definitely has a role.
The modern concept of stress is already imbibed in the basic definition of health in Ayurveda. When I say the good status of Indriyas, when I say the good status of Sattva, that is Mana, I have already acknowledged the existence of the stress as a factor. Only because of the reductionist approach of the last many years of the modern medicine development, we have separated out psyche from body.
Just as food has Shad Rasa, 6 rasas, it is said that for the mind also, we need to express all the 9 rasas. But there is a difference. That is a pinch of salt and a little of pungent. I mean, that is how we have the food. It is basically more sweet taste predominant. Similarly, in your life also, there is a role for fear. It is said that we must have a pinch of fear and a little of anger. All these navarasas, when it come fully, then only the individual blossoms completely. So emotions have a very important role in the evolution of an individual. But what has happened in modern society is that it has become out of balance. I mean, we are put into situations where the expression of the rasas are not harmonious. Instead of being, we say we should have Shanta rasa or Hasya rasa most of the times. I mean, light. I mean, the common saying that laughter is the best medicine. That is why we Hasya rasa and Shanta rasa. Calm. This should be our main shruti in our life, or the background drone in which we flow. And as we flow, here and there a little of fear and a little of thing adds charm and excellence to life. But today the entire shruti has changed. We are basically tensed. We are in Bibhatsa rasa, or we are in a state of anger, krodha.
Ati sarvatra vajayet. Anything in excess is not desirous. What we find today is, see, if there is a football player, something is good for him to achieve a particular goal, but that does not justify for an average person to follow the same methods and the same criteria in his day-to-day life. And then how many criteria he is going to follow? Is he going to follow the criteria of a chess player for a mental strength, the way we see the advertisement today?
Nowadays, I think that this grounding is becoming less, because we are trying to put ourselves into Hippocratic situations, which are abstract and abnormal situations, and naturally your grounding becomes less. More the lies they don't exist. We always say the truth is real. Real means it gives you grounding. The untruth or lie will always lift you from the ground, because you are somewhere hiding. You see, you are changing the space and time.
जब हम ये कहते हैं कि आज हमने 200 रुपया कमाना है, कल 400 कमाना है, कल 800 कमाना है, क्यों कमाना है? घर में टीवी चाहिए, घर में ये चाहिए, एक कमरे के अंदर हमारा 2 लाख रुपया खर्च लगता है। ये सब धन इकट्ठा करने के लिए हमें ज़्यादा कमाना पड़ता है, फिर झूठ भी बोलना पड़ता है, पाप करना पड़ता है, दूसरों की जेब काटनी पड़ती है। ये सब स्ट्रेस के लक्षण हैं।
The stress has a definite role to play in the health status of an individual, and it is more so in the present state of affairs, the life that we are living, the pressures that we are exposed to.
Bye, Dr. Hutchinson.
And awakens an evil power. Here comes the sun.
John!
Yeah, again? Here comes the sun. It's all right.
रात के 9 बजे हम लाएंगे आपके लिए।
हमारी वर्षा भी हूँ और मोटे मोटे ओले भी पड़े।
परम सरिया तू क्या जाने
मुझे अपने चैन की मौत मरने दीजिए।
Bad health of the individual could affect the society at large, and society itself could be affected by the conflicts prevailing in the individuals. Charaka, the ancient master of Ayurveda, has said, health is happiness and disease is sorrow. Well, how many of us are really happy and how many unhappy.
Humans are designed to move through a cycle of evolution. That is, we say that life begins in the forest. So we can compare this today, we have the concept of Adivasis. Humans evolve, from Adivasis, the next stage is, in Ayurvedic text, it's called as Gramya Jivita. Means you come out from the forest as villages. You come outside and express your creativity, you try to change nature, fiddle with it. The first step is called as Gramya Jivita. The next stage is what we call as Nagarikata, or city life. It is considered as a natural part of human evolution, where humans try to express their creativity, try to understand what is nature, and then there is a return. The return to the forest is very clearly expressed by the term called Aranyaka. Rana means fight. Aranya means not fighting, peaceful attitude. It is the Aranya to which the Rishi returns. So the Rishi is considered as a person who returns after the cycle of evolution, from the primitive stage in the forest, then the life of the villager, then the life of the city dweller, and then back again as a Rishi. He is surrendered back, coming back, discovering nature at a higher level, creating a higher harmony with nature.
A human being has got 4 qualities together. Which are those 4 qualities? The quality of body, the quality of mind, the quality of intellect, and the quality of the soul. This is the integrated human being. Nowadays it is not taken into consideration. Only body is taken. Body cannot live without consumption. Body needs these things. But body should not try to follow the greed. Necessities are all right.
Of what use is it to have a very wonderful meal placed before you if you have stomachache? You need to have good digestion power, and then in fact half the luxurious meal would be very satisfying.
Nowadays these diseases are increasing, overall potentiality is going down. Now the potential, when I say, is the health really. The potential is like this, that the body health means you are able to interact and do any body work properly. That potential if you have, there is somebody gives me some nice dish, but I should be able to eat and digest. So that is my eating potential, or my working potential, my sex potential, whatever. Then the psychological potential, that how much stress I would be able to, how many people I would be able to tolerate. And the third is my real potential, what we call luck. In all respects, the potential is going down. People have a lot of money, but they cannot enjoy that money. So the potential is very less. You see, you have the infrastructure, but you cannot use it.
It is because, you see, we are dominated for the last more than 100 years of the Western philosophy of health. They are looking only after the disease. And everywhere the diseases are increasing.
Westernization, as we generally call it, is in terms of focusing on short-term gains. In fact, the modern world has specialized in defining some objectives for a short term and then going full swing to achieve them. But when we are very effective in achieving those short-term goals, while there is some satisfaction for a while, in the long run we find there are many side effects or undesirable effects. Therefore, we have to see this limitation, that the system today cannot give lasting happiness. So we may earn, let us say, much better, but our family life breaks down. Or we may build something beautiful outside, but our mind is so restless. We are able to spread all over the world also, but there is increased restlessness within. So today's system does not take enough care of balancing the external achievement with an inner equilibrium.
So Ayurveda defines health as a dynamic interaction between the host and the environment. As the text says, Kalartha karmanam yogo hina mithyadi matraka samyak yogascha vitniyo rogarogya karanam. Samyak yoga means how the host and the environment interacts. The outcome of that interaction is what we call as health. So the outcome may be either hina, means excessive overreaction to the environment. Actually, it should be a response. So each person has got his own potential level of health to which he can evolve.
See, if you really ask in a broader sense, husband and wife tries to balance. Father and son try to balance. The employer and employee try to balance. Your means for life and means to achieve it, you are trying to balance. So if you are balancing in all the aspects, you are harmonizing, you see. So you take that concept a little more in a broader way. Say, okay, I am a part of a process, I am microcosm. There is an outside world which is called as macrocosm. I need a way to understand this relationship because I don't have any other thinking, a physical way of establishing the relationship. I establish the relationship through a tool which is called as spiritualism. So if I interpret the relationship of microcosm and macrocosm through the process of spiritualism, and if I accept it as that process, I'm looking forward to harmony and balance, which will add to my peace and to my pleasure and to my happiness.
I'm 85. Till date, I do not know even headache. People say headache. I wonder what is this headache, how it is so, how it troubles a person. So I do not know till date. If one keeps his life along with the nature, I don't think there is any need of falling ill.
One of the most important points is that you should be able to think about others' need as if it is yours, swartha buddhi. You should have selfish interest in others' matters. So if all these conditions are met by a physician, his mind will be in a position of intuition, accepting intuitive information.
There are great writers today, Western writers, who have beautifully interpreted one which says there are three eyes. One which is the physical eye, which is what Western systems are. Then you have the imaginative eye and the contemplative eye. Ayurveda and the Indian Shastras are going to those higher levels where it does not have to be only limited to the physical observation eye. It can be beyond it. Now those sciences are expecting Ayurveda to come down to that level where they can observe everything and find out. But Ayurveda is at a much higher level. So it will take time, but today I think West is catching up faster. There are a lot of individuals who's taking a lot of interest, and once they take interest, they go much more deeper into it than the students of today's Ayurvedic medical colleges.
ब्रह्मास्पृत्वायुषो वेदम् प्रजापतिमजीगृहत् ब्रह्मास्पृत्वायुषो वेदम् प्रजापतिमजीगृहत् सोऽश्विनौ तौ सहस्राक्षं सोऽत्रिपुत्रादिकान् मुनीन् ते अग्निवेशादिकांस्ते तु पृथक् तन्द्राणि ते निरे ते अग्निवेशादिकांस्ते तु पृथक् तन्द्राणि ते निरे ब्रह्मा कृत्वायुषो वेदम् प्रजापतिमजीगृह